What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about if the next Naughty Dog game has been teased in The Last of Us Part 1. Now, there's been a history of doing this, and I guess history meaning really only one example of it actually happening, and that is obviously in Uncharted. They were teasing The Last of Us. It has happened before, and the rumor is that it was like concept that was scrapped, that maybe it was something that was gonna make its way out of Naughty Dog, and eventually, it didn't happen. But this time we have Twitter user Aaliyah, hopefully I'm saying that right, although it's most likely I am not, and they posted these pictures, and you can see here in The Last of Us Part 1, multiple, and I mean multiple different images of a bulletin board with concept art on it. And they all very much give off the vibe of fantasy elements, right? You see a dragon, you see a lot of you see just mystical kind of things. And it's leading a lot of people to assume that this is that fantasy new IP game that was long rumored. Now, this is nothing necessarily new. I believe it's called Stray's Cross was the rumored name for this game. There was also rumors a while ago that they were casting specifically black actors to play a major role in this game, and you can see in one of the pictures is one. Now that, you can make a big deal out of it, but I would say at the end of the day, it just kind of is further confirmation. And again, there's a lot of different pictures here, and they all scream these kind of almost more like, and I think people are kind of speculating, like Dragon Age-esque elements. There were also some images all the way back in The Last of Us Part 2 when you were playing as Abby, which is, additional pictures that they're posting. So this has been something that they've been, theoretically hinting at for a very, very long time. To me, it seems pretty likely. I know there's a lot of gaming rumors, a lot of gaming leaks, quote unquote, that they're just fake, right? They just come out just to kind of get their name out there. But at the same time, I mean, again, you combine the rumors of the casting, of the kind of game, this fantasy element kind of game, and then you combine it with the pictures that we're seeing here. This would be my guess for that mystery game, right? How they always say Last of Us Part 1, Last of Us multiplayer, and then a mystery game. This is what I would assume that mystery game is. One of the more fascinating parts of it too, right, is that if this is the mystery game, when in God's name is The Last of Us Part 3, if we ever get that, right? Are we going to have to wait, the length of time that we had between 1 and 2? Are we actually going to have to wait that between 2 and 3? The answer is most likely yes, which could be disappointing to some. Maybe some want them to move on from it, right? But this should be pretty cool. I'm honestly kind of hopeful that they do something like this. I love, The Last of Us 1, one of my favorite games ever. Uncharted, the franchise, is my favorite gaming franchise of all time. I like the more, I struggle to say grounded because not necessarily either of these two games are all that grounded, but I do like that kind of feel. And to be honest, like Naughty Dog making a fantasy kind of game sounds weird. Like it sounds very, very different. But at the same time, maybe that's something that, obviously they have a history of doing things that are not always grounded, by the way. I'm not forgetting about where they came from. But just hearing it now, like, they'd be making like a fantasy, again, like a Dragon Age kind of game. That's not necessarily something you would think of, but it could happen. I know there's being some rumors thrown out that it'd be like first person. I don't know where that came from or if that was part of maybe the original rumor for this game. That'd be interesting. I don't know if I necessarily like that. I'll take this moment to say, of all these things that I'd be kind of hopeful for, being first person, I don't really know if I need. But again, it's hard to judge something if you have absolutely no idea what it's going to look like, right? So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on so you know all these videos go up, and I hope to see you all on the next one.